Good morning, viewers. We're in front of Tiamo and Readings in Lygon Street with Tony here, the proud owner of this nice 1968 Lancia Fulvia Zagato Sport 1.3. Is that right?
That is correct.
Before we go into the details of this, Tony, what attracted you to owning and reconstructing Lancias in the first place?
Thank you very much, Peter. Look, I've owned Lancia for the better part of my adult life, probably at least 20 years. So starting off with a 1983 Lancia Beta coupe, which was really my daily driver for a long time, and until I put that off the road and put some restoration work into that. So in the family, we've always had Italian cars. Myself, my brother. And you know, we just love the history behind Lancia. We love the workmanship that has gone into Lancia, and for a lot of other reasons, Lancia as a brand has always meant, you know, quality workmanship, and the engineering behind a lot of the old Lancias was second to none. You know, Lancia as an organisation, as a company, they were innovators, and they came up with a lot of things that we see in modern cars, like independent rear suspension, four-wheel disc brakes. Those sorts of developments were things that came directly out of Lancia.
And the V6 engine.
And the Vermiglio V6 engine was absolutely correct. Lancia, in fact, you know, for a long time, no car manufacturer in the world could work out how to balance the V6 engine, and it was the engineers at Lancia that came up with the innovative shafts. But you know, this car here I've only owned for a short time, and it's absolutely beautiful car, as you can see, and really what this car, the history behind this car was that I was sitting at my desk and one morning, and I got an email, and the email started with the subject line OMG, and it was and it just referred me to a little advert that we had seen in a club magazine for a 1968 Lancia Fulvia Zagato, and you know, we quickly rang the owner up, and as it turned out, it was a bit of obscurity around the advert. The guy was selling on behalf of a friend of his who passed away, and it was, you know, part of an estate, and you know, it was out in country Victoria somewhere. So, you know, based on that phone call, I said, look, these cars, they're rare. There was only so many imported into Australia. They don't come up, and I just said, look, I want to buy it. I said, give me your bank account, and I just did the deal there. Took a leap of faith. Took a leap of faith, and you know, as it turned out, it was actually a magnificent car.
So tell us, what strikes me, being a bit involved with the Italian various car mark, is the colour. It strikes out a little bit different from the Ferrari and Alfa red.
Correct. So Lancia itself, this is a Vivo Tipo 851 colour. So it was, you know, Lancia red was always a little bit more orange than red. So it was just a point of differentiation.
Like the orange Jaffa.
Like the orange Jaffa. Maybe you could say that. But when you look at the colour, it's got a little bit more orange in it. It was just a point of differentiation. You know, these cars, for the Italians of the day, they were the mistress's cars. So, you know, the Italian businessmen that owned these cars, they would buy the Fulvia Zagato for their mistress to drive around in as a gift, you know, just.
But this one is legitimate. This is yours.
Well, this one I call, you know, I call it Mi Amante, the mistress. That's the name I've given to the car.
So what restoration work did you have to do on this to get it how it is today?
Look, the car itself, actually very little. The car itself was like this. It was a barn find. When I got to the place, all I saw was a blanket covered in dust and all sorts of things, and I thought, you know, this is a disaster. As I took the blanket off, and I just exposed this front quarter panel, I could see immediately that the car was a lot better than what I thought. Now, of course, it had sat in this garage for 10 plus years. Mechanically needed a lot of work, so I had to do a lot of brakes, engine, gearbox, exhaust, things like that. fuel tank was leaking. There was a lot of mechanical work that I had to do to get the car back on the road. In fact, I'll tell you the story, Peter. So the car was in country Victoria. It was 3.5 hours away into Lygon. When we got the car on the tow truck, the tow truck driver inadvertently pulled the handbrake and all the brakes seized. When we got the car to my mechanics, we couldn't get it off the tow truck because all the wheels were seized. We had to winch it, dragging it off the tow truck, skidding it down the tow truck to get it off the tow truck. So
there's a lesson there, Doug. Don't let the tow truck driver fiddle with it.
Don't let the tow truck driver fiddle with the car, right? So,
well, that's terrific. Anyway, we're very appreciative of having your car here, but this car will also be part of the Lancia display on our Italian Auto Icons event on Sunday the 5th of March.
Correct.
And your brother's got his nice red Monte Carlo as well.
Correct.
So the family got about 30% of the display. But anyway, look, Tony, thanks for your support and very interesting. Keep your eye out for adverts for cars like this. They don't come too often. So thank you and well done. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Okay, bye-bye.